Welcome to The Dumb,
The Smart, and
The Sports.
All right, guys, welcome to episode 2.
Episode dose.
Number 2. We're rolling right along. We're definitely filming this the same day as episode 1.
Dose.
And you guys are getting a double episode drop today.
Dose.
So today, this episode is going to be a little bit about the NFL, pro football. This is possibly my very favorite sport in league. Probably not Travis's. I think he's more of a basketball fan.
I am more of a basketball guy, but I do like to pigskin as well.
Yep. So we're going to talk about today the playoffs, who's in and who's out.
Obviously, I'm in.
So we have 2 weeks left. When this episode drops, 1 week left. So we're behind a week on the games, but still have relevant information. So playoffs, who's going to be in, who's out? What is wrong with the Chiefs? That's kind of a big topic this year.
They suck.
We'll talk a little bit about Brock Purdy. He's kind of one of the most polarizing figures in sports these days.
He's my best friend.
Travis might be a Brock Purdy fan. We'll talk about Super Bowl predictions and MVP predictions.
I had a Super Bowl of Cheerios this morning.
I'm not ready for these comments. Okay. So let's jump right into it. Playoffs. So 7 teams per conference make the playoffs. Pretty sure. I should double check that real quick. But as it looks right now, you've got 4 teams. I messed up my whole screen here. 4 teams in the AFC that have been eliminated from playoff contention.
Bye-bye.
Patriots, Chargers, Titans, Jets. Sucks to be you.
Y'all suck.
4 teams in the NFC who have been eliminated from playoff contention. The Panthers, the Cardinals, the Commanders, and Giants.
Y'all also suck.
No surprises here. Chargers, maybe a little bit of a disappointing season. But 3 teams have clinched in the AFC. So the Baltimore Ravens, the Miami Dolphins, and the Cleveland Browns.
Not the Browns.
The Browns, they clinched the playoff spot. The Browns are a good story this year, man.
They are changing.
NFC, 4 teams clinched. San Francisco 49ers, Philadelphia Eagles, Detroit Lions, and Dallas Cowboys. So there's still some open spots that the last 2 weeks are going to be deciding some fates for a few teams. But that's where we're at right now.
Got a good lineup happening today, folks.
The big surprise for me right now is the Cleveland Browns. So
surprised everybody, man.
Joe Flacco got called up off of his couch, and for the last 3 or 4 weeks has been leading the Cleveland Browns to win after win, going for lots of yards, lots of touchdowns, lots of interceptions too. But he's like a 40-something-year-old dude just out there slinging it.
Poor lad's going to be suffering from major issues in the medical world, man.
Okay. I mean,
he's 4 years old, man. Yeah. He's like, drones are probably made of dust.
Well, it was funny. So the last game they played, they showed him on the sidelines. He was sitting on the bench, and he was like nodding off a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. He's old.
That's just a surprising story for me. I'm really proud of the Lions. You know, Detroit Lions are known for sucking, and here they are at 11-4,
not sucking,
about to make the playoffs. My Saints, my New Orleans Saints, they are sitting at 7-8. So were your Green Bay Packers. 7-8.
Yeah.
Both could possibly make the playoffs. Neither of them look like they're going to.
They've been rough this
year. But that's.
They've been rough the last few years. Because you know why? They need to get rid of Aaron Rodgers. And once you call it done?
They did get rid of Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, that's right. I
forgot. It didn't help much, but they did.
It didn't.
The Saints need to fire their coach and everybody else and start over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's I'm not going to go into my soapbox there.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Let's talk about the Chiefs.
They suck, man.
The thing is, the Chiefs are supposed to be this dynasty right now. They got Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, my homeboy.
Homeboy.
Who is, I mean, I think it's really not up for debate that he's the best quarterback in the league, but he's not playing like it.
I pretty much hate him, actually.
Well, why do you hate Patrick Mahomes?
Okay, look. Okay. I've been watching the Super Bowl the last few years, and, you know, Chiefs have been in it quite a few times, right?
Yes.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I see old Patrick Mahomes boy, and honestly, his attitude and arrogance just frankly pisses me off. I don't like him. Every time I watch him play, I'm just watching him play. I feel like he wants to be arrogant. He wants to take all the credit and everything in the game, and he doesn't play very well because of that. And I think that's what's happening this year.
I think he has a lot of confidence.
It's too much confidence. Confidence is a good thing, but if you have too much, you become arrogant, and that's what he's doing.
I will say this year they've been losing, and when I say losing, they're 9-6, so they're probably still going to make the playoffs. I mean, they're going to still make the playoffs, but it's just they're supposed to be like possibly undefeated if they're not. But he's not taking losing well. You see him, constantly putting his hands over his helmet, constantly like yelling at the refs. He's not taking losing well. When you see guys like Josh Allen, for example, with the Buffalo Bills, who actually have the same record now. I did not realize that. Who have had a very disappointing season from the start. He's someone who's kind of took it like a champ, in my opinion. And while he, I guess, takes a lot of the blame for them not being successful, and then even though now that they've turned their season around, I think the Chiefs, while they had very high expectations, they haven't met them. They still kind of need to humble themselves a little bit because they're not as good as they thought they were.
And I think that's what's happening. Is, of course, they've done very well the last few years, and here they are. Now they've got, well, as you say, a big head, and they're letting that arrogance get to them, and all these other teams are finding those holes in them now. Because if you think you're better than everybody, you're not going to be prepared for what they come at you with.
Yeah.
And of course, my homie boy, he's one of the most arrogant guys I've seen on the field. I mean, come on, man. You seen him play? He's arrogant. Sorry.
I think he's got a confidence about him, and maybe this year it is a little too much because he's not living up to it. So the question is, are they going to be able to turn this around? They're going to probably make the playoffs still, and they still have Patrick Mahomes with all the talent in the world. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift on the sidelines, all that's still going on. So are they going to be able to make the playoffs and make a run, still possibly make the Super Bowl? My thinking is no, and here's why. Patrick Mahomes has never played a playoff game not at home. He's always been the playoffs. If he's not been the one seed has lost. So he's always had a home game up into the Super Bowl. He's always played at home. So the playoffs has always gone through Kansas City. Now he's definitely going to have to be on the road because there's no way they're going to get the one seed. They're probably going to have to go to Baltimore or Miami and try to beat those teams on the road. And I just don't know if they're going to be able to do it this year.
So basically what's going to happen is the Chiefs are going to lose. Travis Kelce's going to lose. And then Taylor Swift's going to have a new breakup song. That's what's going to happen. And that's basically what's happening. Come on.
You know what the lyrics to our song will be? So you know what position Travis Kelce plays? Tight end. He's like, you put the end in tight end.
And now we're never together no more. I never come into your games no more. We're over.
Now we're in the end zone.
Oh! That's good!
So, I'm rooting for you, the Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Of course, yeah.
Love thing. I think this is Travis Kelce's plans for retirement. I think he's going to be like some mega star because he's dating Taylor Swift.
Maybe he'll become a singer.
I don't know if he can sing.
But what if he can?
And tour with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
All right, let's switch gears. So, Chiefs and AFC. We're going back to the NFC. The number one seed, or tied for the number one seed, is the San Francisco 49ers, led by their quarterback, Brock Purdy.
Oh, Brock.
Brock Purdy possibly having himself an MVP season. I think his odds are he's in the top 3 to win the MVP. I know his last game was not good, threw like 4 interceptions. It was terrible. They lost. But there's a lot of people out there who claim Brock Purdy is like the second coming of Joe Montana, of whoever, like a great quarterback. There's others who believe he sucks because he's just, I guess, a product of his environment of being on the 49ers with a great coach with basically the all-star cast of Avengers around him. And I'm kind of somewhere in the middle of this take, I think. What about you?
Well, we all know that Brock suffered some injuries in the last 2 games. Got some stingers.
This is Travis trying to be the smart guy. He just Googled this before.
I Googled this right before you got here. But here's my thoughts. Like, sure, your environment does shape who you are. Being surrounded by like you said, the Avengers, that super team,
Mm-hmm.
is probably driving him to be very successful. But I think he could still stand on his own leg. Obviously, environment only affects you so much. Everybody has an innate talent, and I think he has it. And I think it would show. I'd really love to see him in a different team. I think he'd be a shining star.
Okay, that's a good way to look at it. It's like, okay, what if you put Brock Purdy on a different team that's not surrounded with supporting cast that the 49ers have, and my opinion is I think he'd be kind of an average quarterback. I don't think he's the star that the 49ers are making him, but I think he would be, a low tier starting quarterback.
But see, you got to think about it too. Like, all the stuff that the 49ers have drove into him, that
Mm-hmm.
will continue with him even if he went to another team.
That's true. He's gotten a lot of
So
experience that's valuable being on the
that, yeah,
49ers.
that experience and that stuff they've driven into him, he can carry that to another team, and that may make him a star. It's hard to tell, obviously. You
Yeah.
don't know until obviously that situation happens.
Yeah. I mean, I
But
think, you look at the data, it's pretty, it goes both ways. So you look at him, he's having an MVP caliber season, throwing all these yards, touchdowns, first in the league in like passer rating, completion percentage, that kind of stuff. But then if you also look at the stats, like when the 49ers lose and they're trailing in a game, what he does in those moments when he doesn't have this lead built, when his other players aren't playing well, he kind of crumbles. And I think there's so much context that goes into both sides of it that it's hard to kind of build an opinion about Brock Purdy.
I wonder too. This is another kind of a strange thought too, but like, what if it's because there's so much pressure from the 49ers that he has to be that shining star? So he performs really well. But like, what if you put him on another team? That expectation of, hey, I'm not on the 49ers anymore. I don't have to be number one. That could actually bring out some other innate talent that he has because now he's not expected
Yeah.
to be that. He can just be who he is and perform well for others. It's an interesting situation. I think could actually change who he is.
I will say I would like to see him on the Saints. I'll take anybody other than our quarterback. um, but yeah,
We'll take him on the Packers.
I believe in the 49ers for sure. I believe in Brock Purdy. It's kind of wishy-washy. I think we see him in the postseason again. If he makes it to the Super Bowl and plays well, then I don't think there's any more discounting what he can do. But until he gets there, it's going to be tough.
Old Brock's going to be one important guy to watch during this NFL season. He's a shining star. Watch him. Watch him grow and become.
I think Travis is developing his character traits here of hating Patrick Mahomes and loving Brock Purdy.
Look, man, my homie's just
Okay. All right, so kind of speaking of Brock Purdy having this MVP season, I want to talk a little bit about the MVP award. The MVP award, historically, I think since 2006 was the last time it was given to someone who wasn't a quarterback. So it's kind of become a quarterback award. And I think there's a reason for that. One, the quarterback is arguably, or is easily the most valuable position on the team because
Right.
most responsibility. But if you look at this year, there's not a lot of great quarterback seasons going on out there. Lamar Jackson for the Baltimore Ravens has a case because they're winning a lot. He's had pretty good numbers. Brock Purdy as well. You look at the Miami Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa, hard name to say.
That is hard.
Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts. These are all quarterbacks, but I think there's a couple teams I mentioned here. Even the Cleveland Browns, their quarterback Joe Flacco doesn't have a case for MVP, but they have another player on their team who does have a case, and they're not quarterbacks. So this is a little bit of a grudge I have. I think the MVP award needs to go to a non-quarterback this year. When you look at the Miami Dolphins, they have Tyreek Hill at wide receiver. I don't think he's going to break the single season record for receiving yards, but he's getting very close, and he is definitely the best player on the Dolphins, and they're having a great year. When you look at the 49ers, while Brock Purdy is having a great year, their running back, Christian McCaffrey, is having the best year a running back has had in a very long time, and I think he could easily make a case for MVP. And the Cleveland Browns have a defensive end, and Myles Garrett is, I think, the main reason their team is so good is because their defense is so dominant. Nobody can score on them, and he's the best player on their defense. So that's my soapbox of the MVP award this year needs to go to someone who's not quarterback.
Well, I mean, think about it. MVP stands for most valuable player. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the quarterback has the most responsibility doesn't mean they're the most valuable on that team. Running backs have a lot of responsibility too,
Mm-hmm.
and they do a lot. So, like, why shouldn't they be in the running as well?
I think they should.
They should. I mean, like I said, most valuable player. It doesn't say most valuable quarterback.
Exactly.
So it should be any player, especially if they have a great record that season.
I think if they give the MVP to a quarterback this year, whether that's Purdy, Lamar Jackson, whoever might win it, I think they need to change the name of the award to Best Quarterback Award. Because at this point, why even let the other players like run for this award whenever they don't even have a chance to win it? Because a quarterback having a mediocre season is going to get it over someone else having a record-breaking season.
And that leads to the whole arrogance thing with Mahomes.
Here we go again.
Look, you give these awards to people who doesn't necessarily always deserve them, and they get big heads from it. So why don't you give it to someone who really does deserve it and give them, that might give you a better player in the future. You're encouraging them to be even better in the future because they're MVP now. I got MVP when I was in baseball because the baseball hit my head and landed in my glove. Was that the best play? Was I embarrassed? Sure. But did I play better because of it? Sure.
You might have had a concussion as well.
Baby.
Well, so I see what you're saying. I think when Mahomes won the MVP award, I think he's won it twice now. I think he deserved it both times because he was outstanding.
Sure.
But this year, he would not deserve it at all. If he was, I think he's playing so bad he's not even in contention, but he should not be because he's not playing well.
So you're saying because winning that award 2 years in a row has influenced him to be like he is now?
No.
It could have contributed to his arrogance.
There's other MVPs that aren't
arrogant.
doing that.
Mahomes is arrogant.
Oh, okay. Patrick Mahomes is going to see this, and then
I don't care.
that'd be great.
What's he going to do to me?
Throw a football at your head?
Yeah. Probably it. Actually, he may not because he sucks this year.
His receivers are dropping a lot of passes, but that's beside the point.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Don't hate me, homie.
So, yeah, I mean, if I had to pick somebody, I think Lamar Jackson's going to win at the Ravens quarterback, but I don't think he deserves it. I would personally give it to probably Christian McCaffrey on the 49ers or Myles Garrett on the Cleveland Browns. That's my
What about
take.
Travis Kelce?
He's not been good enough either.
No, he sucks.
But he's a direct result of Mahomes being poor because he has to catch the passes from Mahomes.
That's true.
So
they influence each other.
Yeah, and Kelce needs to catch the pass. He doesn't need to drop any passes. That helps. Okay. Winding up this episode, we're going to finish it off with some Super Bowl predictions.
Whoa!
Typically, people do these at the beginning of the season, but we are here starting the podcast now. So we have an idea of who's probably going to make the playoffs. So I think we both need to pick one team from each conference to make the Super Bowl and who we think is going to win. Okay. I'll go ahead and go first. I think you can tell from my previous comments I don't fully believe in Brock Purdy and the 49ers, so I'm not going to count on them. I also don't fully believe in the Philadelphia Eagles because they have struggled a lot lately. I may have believed in them more at the beginning of the season. The Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys, I think, are very similar in the way that they play, and I think Dallas has the better defense. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys to make the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Hot take there. Against the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC. I think Lamar Jackson is that good. I think their defense is that good. And I think they're going to make the Super Bowl, and I think they're going to win it against the Cowboys.
Interesting.
Ravens over Cowboys.
Okay. That's what you think?
Yep.
Okay.
On record.
Okay. Here's my thoughts. I think the Detroit Lions are going to do it.
Oh, Detroit in the Super Bowl.
Okay. Look, things got to change around here. The Cowboys been a lot. 49ers have been a lot. Okay?
Cowboys haven't made the Super Bowl since the 90s.
Okay, well, I have no idea, man. But Detroit Lions are going to be in.
Okay.
Because I said so. And it's just simple as that. I may be dumb, but I'm good at predicting.
The thing about this is the perfect pick for Travis because 2 seasons ago, it was the Detroit Lions head coach Dan Campbell in a press conference talking about biting off kneecaps of their opponents. I feel like that's the kind of mindset Travis would have as a head coach.
Yeah, that's pretty much probably it.
So
So,
the Lions are a good fit for you.
so Lions, I think, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say it. We're gonna throw the Cleveland Browns in there.
Oh,
The Lions versus the Browns for the Super Bowl. You know what? Again, this goes to me. I like supporting the underdog, and I think they're gonna pull out some crazy wins, and I think they're gonna be in it.
okay. Who do you got winning it?
You know what? Go all in, man. Browns.
This is awesome.
I love being wild. I love being crazy. Let's do it.
Okay, so this is perfect. I've got Cowboys, Ravens, Ravens winning. He's got Lions, Browns, Browns winning. The Browns and Lions are probably over the last since I've been a sports fan, so like 25 years, the laughing stocks of the NFL. The Browns have sucked. The Lions have sucked.
And I'm a laughing stock, so it makes sense.
And now they're both having good years. They both have actually clinched the playoff spot already. And that would be just awesome for the sports world. It'd probably be the least watched Super Bowl ever.
You're not wrong.
But I would be rooting for both teams. I hope you're right.
Look, man, I'm actually surprisingly good at predicting crap.
Well,
So we'll see what happens.
you didn't set yourself up well here, but
I did not.
I hope.
But
I mean, I was close to picking the Lions. I just think the Cowboys are better. I might be overthinking it, but I think the 49ers and Eagles are both overrated. So, and I think Baltimore is as good as their record. They're 12-3, and they're just all around a good team. So, all right, that's our Super Bowl predictions.
Oh, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady retired last year.
I know. He'll be back.
He could be. The Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield got them probably going to make the playoffs, but Tom Brady also made it in his last year. Okay. Well, we're going to revisit these predictions once the Super Bowl is over in a couple months. Got a while to go, and we'll keep them in mind as the playoffs are happening, seeing how our picks are faring out. But yeah, we're on record. This is our Super Bowl picks.
I'm gonna win.
I believe in you, buddy. All right, that's going to close us out today. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to stay tuned. You got 2 more weeks of the regular season, and then playoffs are jumping in, and we're excited to watch it.
Yep.
All right. Figure out how to close it out.
Go sports.
Go sports.
Till next time, guys. Stay dumb.
Stay smart. Stay sports.
Stay sports.
Okay. Bye-bye.